Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, Season 3 of Grand Party is here, and it is day 1, and in Grand Party for this particular season, we have a bunch of rules that are built around the characters that you see on screen, being Kaido and Yamato. The newest Super Sugo Fest to arrive over on the game, obviously is built around these particular GP stats. As you can see, Dex get level 8 attack, Int gets speed up level 5, Striker class gets CT speed up level 5, Free Spirit get HP up level 5, and when the leader is present, you get a defense up level 4, and during the last 30 seconds of battle, all CT speed up and damage is boosted. So, in today's video, we're focusing on the character on the right, being Yamato. Now, I have been doing some testing on stream. Say hello to stream. Look at all these beautiful people, and look how much fun they're having. If you guys want to join the streams, hit the bell notification or head down to the description to check out my Twitch, because we do bounce between depending on what we're doing. So you don't want to miss any of the content, so make sure you hit both. If you're enjoying today's video, belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, yo. Lots of OPTC content coming. Lots of New Year's content coming, so you don't want to miss a damn thing. So, let's jump in with Yamato. Let's have some fun with Grand Party. And let's talk about the unit. Alright, so the first team that we're coming up against is... Oh, so it's not even driven. Interesting. That's interesting. Alright, so the first team that we're versing is a Roger build. Obviously, Roger has been king for the last 2 seasons. And honestly, from my testing, it hasn't changed all that much, if I'm completely honest. Now, this is the early fights, so it's the best time to test out some of your new characters. And obviously, we are going to be fighting some big, heavy teams because we want to test out the units. So, with Yamato, what I have found is you really want to try and take on a quick team. Otherwise, it's kind of very challenging to make her work, I did find. She's obviously boosting Free Spirit with her, with her leader-based ability, but she's also boosting Int and Dex, so you kind of want to build the team around those particular characters. But as I mentioned, it's very, very hard to sort of build out some, like, decent sort of Int-based teams or Dex-based teams, but you do have a lot of very good options in both the colors. So for myself, what I've sort of, like, played around with Yamato is I really want to try and find some sort of quick team that I can take on and actually utilize that to my advantage. Mainly because trying to build up Yamato's GP burst is so difficult. You need to kill 10 units. So seeing it 2 times is honestly, like, non-existent. I don't really ever see a situation where you're actually going to get it. Once you do kill 10 units, though, you can actually target 3 high defense enemies for 4,500 fixed damage, and then you halve stats of quick units for 100% chance for 20 seconds. Now, you can use this twice, but like I said, you have to kill 10 units to see this, and I just don't really ever see this being a super viable place. However, she has some very, very good GP stats. She has Int allies receive attack and speed up level 4, defense up level 2, Dex allies receive HP and crit up, as well as guard up level 6, and then Free Spirit allies receive attack up, HP up level 4, and CT speed up level 2. I found there was more Free Spirit characters in the Dex color than there obviously is Int, so that's a big reason why I built these particular teams. And with one of my Dex teams, I've just solely built it around taking down quick, so once you find that quick team, that's basically where you want to put the team with something like Kizaru, Cat Viper, Moria. Those characters work very, very well. However, with Yamato, you can do some other stuff with Free Spirits. You can build the Free Spirit team. Obviously, Striker's a booster at the moment, so Kuzan works really, really well. Enuru works really, really well too, because he's a striker. But like I said, from my testing, I'm not a huge fan of this unit, so I definitely wanted to showcase her on day 1, because I don't think she's going to be very reliable moving forward, unless you definitely find a quick-based build, and you can sort of guarantee yourself the win there. Another cool thing to use with Yamato that I really wanted to showcase was Rayleigh. Level Limit Break plus Rayleigh, I think, is really, really cool. He was a very, very highly sought-out Rumble unit when he first released, so it is really, really cool to actually utilize him there. But that's enough about Yamato. Let's take a look at the fight, and let's see how we're going. First fight is against the Psy team. We have built up their GP burst, which can be a little bit scary unless they decide to just randomly pop it now because, you know, AI, why not? Why not, yo? Why not? We are getting a lot of kills here, which is great. Ideally... It listens. The AI listens. It listens. It listens, chat. It listens. If you ask politely, it will do what you want it to do. Beautiful thing is, too, not only did we remove their burst, we took out 8 units, and now we are very close to getting our burst. On to the second fight, though. We're versing Quick, and as I mentioned, our team is built for Quick. So this is probably going to be the one and only time we actually see the GP burst of Yamato at its full power. And what I mean by that is we actually might see the half stats, which is sort of just non-existent, right? But as you can see, Yamato, Kizaru, this whole team just nerfs Quick. Like the whole build is built around just going to Quick, which is hilarious. But like I said, Yamato, in my opinion, has not blown me away. Hasn't even come close to being, like, absolutely amazing or even, like, something that is really sought out for in Rumble. Compared to something like Kaido and obviously how good Roger has been. Not only in this season, but definitely in the last 2. He's definitely holding his own as the king of Quiet Rumble as well as the king of Grand Party. And honestly, I just can't wait to see Rumble once he gets Roger once he gets his 6+. I think that's just going to be really, really fun to see, especially at the back end of Grand Party. Something to note is you do want to definitely get 5 wins, so that way you do pick up one of the skulls for Roger. Very, very important that you guys do that. Make sure to get your 5 wins across the what's it called? Across all of Grand Party. Otherwise, you'll miss out on some of the skulls, and that's going to be one of the best 6+s in the game. Like, the king will be back, I can guarantee it. Now, we do need to get some kills here. Otherwise, there we go. Alright, so this is going to be Yamato at her peak. But we're only going to be halving 1 unit because I forgot to wait until the other units came in. So, like, Shiryu is basically going to do absolutely nothing to us here. His half stats versus our half stats. And now we're just going to absolutely clap. So, there you go. That was the first fight. Getting it done fairly easily. We're going to go like this because it's going to be GG. And let's move on to the next fight. Another Yamato build. Alright, so on to another Roger fight now. As you can see, his first team is a quick team. Using the new 6++ Uta as well, which is kind of fun. Kind of funky. Second team built around, obviously, the Roger strat with free spirits, not using slashes. And the final team is a dex-based team, which can be a little bit scary because our sort of final team there actually has a quick unit on it. So that might be a little bit challenging. But nevertheless, we are going to jump in and we are going to take it on. We do basically have the first fight under wraps. It's going to give us the 8 charges that we need. Like I said, really being able to find a fight that you know you're going to win on the first turn, like the first fight, just helps you out so much. With Yamato, I say that all the time. I do apologize. With Yamato, I find killing 10 units is such a challenging way of building up a burst. And honestly, when you move into the second fight, even if you do get the 8 charges, you've pretty much already charged up the enemy's GP burst themselves. So you're pretty much going into the second fight at a loss. So you really want to make sure that you win that first fight and have that sort of burst of Yamato affecting you in some way that it can help with the third fight. After you start getting towards like the 6, 7, 8 win margin, I don't think Yamato is going to see any viability because you just don't know what you're coming up against. So comparing her to something like Kaido, I just don't see her rocking the way that Kaido does. Because even with Kaido basically having his burst built around Psy units, the level 10 defense down is actually really, really nice. The 4,556 damage is great, but it's not against everyone. It's only 3 units with high defense. So it's not super, super viable. It's nice, but it's not super viable like level 10 defense can be. But as you guys see here, this is pretty much just a whitewash against a quick team. We're definitely going to take him out with some specials after that. Hopefully the AI listens and they use their burst, because that'll help us out drastically. However, their backline is trash, so like it's probably just a whitewash there. So let's move on to the next fight, and let's go from there. So another thing to notice too, a lot of people have been using a strategy where you can lower your combat power and then slowly increase it by changing your teams. For myself, I don't really see how viable that is, but if you guys are using that, please let me know in the comment section below if it's working. Obviously, we'll probably see more results towards sort of like day 3, day 4. But if you guys are looking to use that strat, please let me know in the comment section below. I don't really understand it 100%, or I don't really see how it works perfectly. But I'm sure there's some other masterminds out there that like to overthink this kind of stuff, that know it a little bit more. And definitely having a chat about it in the comment section below would be the place to go. So they're going to pop off Roger's GP Burst first turn. And that's what makes Roger so good, is if you have the burst on the second fight, and you pop it like very early, you are going to be in really good stead. The beautiful thing about bursting Roger, though, they always pop it when you enter, which means they don't have their specials ready to go. However, once Yamato's ready, it's scary. But as you can see, we have the half stats gone, so we're actually fine. We can start tanking like crazy. Dex is in such good position, especially with free spirits, that you can do some really, really cool stuff. Our front line being Luffy, Brook, and Rayleigh are all free spirits, so they're getting the extra buffs. And then, as Dookie on the bench is driven, you're actually getting a lot of buffs there as well. I don't really have any other solid or very other crazy. Oh, we're gonna like. Are we copping everyone's specials here? Did Straw Hats go? Yeah, Straw Hats went. I didn't really have any other crazy, like, nuking options for the bench. So I went with Law because he can buff Dalton and Pell, as well as Brook if Brook sort of hangs on. And then with Sandra Sonya, she's just another strength unit, another really good nuker for this team that can also buff Law, can also be buffed by Law. So there's a bit of synergy there, but the downside to obviously Grand Party is you need to use a lot of units, and stretching out your nuking characters can be a little bit challenging. Okay, Yamato is ready to go again, so that is terrifying. Dalton, hit Yamato, please. Hit Yamato just once. Just once. Just once. That's all I ask. We're going to cop another burst. Man, okay, I don't think we win this one. This is going to be rough, because Yamato's going to go, Straw Hat's going to go. That's a much better time for them to use their burst. However, it does mean that the final fight, they don't have a burst. And we are still tanking these specials, or even with the half stats. Like, we do have 35 defense, as well as a bunch of, we did have a bunch of, guard as well. Okay, losing Rayleigh is really rough for us. Yamato still has to go as well. Dookie might die here as well. Oh, okay, there was no special from Yamato. Interesting. Interesting. Now that we've lost Pell, though, that's kind of annoying. Sandra Sonya's going to come in with a special, which is really, really good to see. Brook is going to go a little bit too quickly, which is kind of sucky because his heal would have been very, very nice. But if we can get Dookie to go, Yamato, why are you like this? Okay, kills Dookie. I was going to say, why is she like this? Watch her kill Dookie, and then the whole thing will just be a goddamn wrap. Straw Hats maybe can do something fun here. I doubt it, but like, they've actually got a... Oh no, the last two units are kind of whatever. Yeah, okay. As I say, if they kill Luffy just with a normal attack, though, it is game. So that is what it is. However, that team did fairly well for taking 2 Roger bursts. Like, disgusting actually taking 2 Roger bursts. I was hoping that we could kill another unit, though. Like I said, going into a fight where you don't have your burst and the enemy does, let alone taking 2, puts Yamato at a very, very large disadvantage. We still don't even have our burst. Like, it's kind of like a what moment, because we're this far in without a burst, which is crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. This is a bit of a scary fight as well for us. Our team does look a bit better on paper because they're really rocking a 5-man team. However, Count Viper does sort of nerf our Fuji quite a bit. But if we can just get 1 kill here, it is going to help us out drastically, because it means we can then just get that 4,500 fixed damage to 3 units, which is basically free. But as you can see, like, Fuji's taking butt tons of damage. He's not getting boosted by everyone because he's not a... I don't think he's a powerhouse unit. I'm pretty sure he's a driven something. He's going to die here for sure. But he's not getting boosted by stuff like... what's his name? Moria from Blackbeard. So there is that kind of downside, but his passive is so good that he definitely can find a way on this particular team. We're going to have to start doing some special bind shenanigans here. I'm hoping Kid can do some big damage. Kid does do some big damage. You'd love to see it. Special bind shenanigans will come through, which will be nice. However, their specials are already propped, so it's not exactly the greatest time for Smoker to go. Halving some stats here would be great. And then lowering some cooldowns is nice too. We did proc the revive from Luffy. So now all we kind of need to do is wait for our specials to come back. And beautiful, we got a kill there. Now we can pop our burst. And this is where Yamato shines, really. Like, just that fixed damage. Okay, hit the dog. Wow, okay. That was weird. How did the dog have more defense than some of the other units on the team? Weird. Remember, Yamato hits high defense units. We're going to get halves. Okay, only hitting Rayleigh. Rayleigh being an absolute Chad boat right there. My guy. But everyone else already had really half stats anyway. And we're still tanking. With that 11 guard, we're doing so well. Big Mom gives a lot of cooldowns. Remember, this is V4 Big Mom, not V3 Big Mom. So I think V3 Big Mom is actually a lot better in Rumble, especially when you're versing side builds. But like I said, I didn't really use V4 Big Mom all that much. So I might be wrong there. Dalton going to come out with some damage again. Like I said, the goal here is we really want to try and kill 2 units. However, if we keep getting half stats by Moria, that's not going to be ideal. Rayleigh did get his passive there. Rayleigh's passive has popped off. We're going to get some fixed damage with Rayleigh now. Kid's the lowest, but like I just think this is going to be a stalemate. This is looking like a stalemate. Honestly, I wouldn't hate if Dalton died. Wouldn't hate it if Dalton died. Okay, there's the revive. Forgot we had that. They also have their burst again. They'll probably use the burst. Yeah, there it is. Again, Brooke or Dalton dying right now is not the end of the world. There's Dalton down. Losing Pell as well, though. Not a big fan of that, because now Broly's going to... Broly. I call him Broly. I always call him Broly, because he just does stuff like this. Craziness. However, Doflamingo, my guy. 2 kills. That's all I'm asking for. There's 1. Didn't bring anyone else real close. Oh, come on. We just got to get 1 more kill. Like I said, we're not going for the win here. We're just going for to build up our burst. Law did really good damage there. Really good damage. I'm not sure if Rayleigh can get it done, but that fixed damage from Rayleigh might be enough to take out Moria. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Santa Sonia might go. I think we're going to run out of time, though. Damn it! Damn it! We really, really needed 1 more kill. Because they have a big quick team. Like, their quick team is no joke. But we are nerfing it quite heavily. As soon as we take out 1 unit, you bet your ass we're popping the burst. The upside to this fight is they don't have a burst. So, that's always nice. But like I said, seeing Yamato's burst twice is like unheard of. And if you can get it done, let me know in the comment section below. Because I just can't see it being a thing, like, ever. But like I said, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I love running a full Dex team that completely nerfs a full quick team. It is beautiful and lovely to see. However, they have a lot of fixed damage on the team. Their bench is really strange, though. Running Magellan as a bench unit, really odd. But I guess, like, what else do you run? Like, maybe Shiki? Shiki might be better. They still have their cooldowns so fast. The HP cuts from Akainu are going to be strong. The fixed damage from stuff like Fuji and Tesoro is going to be strong. Plus, they're getting guard, they're getting defense. Like, oh, sorry, Fuji doesn't do fixed damage. I'm thinking of Conjurer. My bad, my bad. All of that defense lowering from Moria is very, very nice. Like, we're going to tank Kaido shots for days. We've got the dog in the back too, so that way we're getting the full Cap Viper passive. We're using the Fortnite dog as well, just so that way we just keep our costs down. Blackbeard does a lot of damage, does a lot of HP cutting, which is great. And I almost popped the GP burst straight away, but we are going to wait for those bench units to come in. Now we're going to pop it. Because Yamato was just going to kill those units anyway. And even when you do get Yamato's burst, like, popping off like you see here, it's pretty much at the back end of a fight where it's game over anyway. And the burst doesn't really change much. It just kind of speeds things up. You know what also speeds things up? The skip button. So there you guys go. That was day 1, showcasing the new verse Yamato in Pirate Rumble Grand Party PvP. I don't love her. Like, I don't love her at all. Even with all of these buff stats, I still don't think that she's crazy. However, if you do verse the right stuff, she can do really, really good work. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll probably use some Kaido strats. But like I said, Roger remains king. If you have Roger, just put together some Roger builds, because that man is an absolute demon, and he has a 6+ on the way. But if you enjoyed the video, enjoy the PvP content, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. Hit the big red subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of the good stuff coming, and you don't miss out on the stream, like these beautiful people that you see over here. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!